Panama Canal up north. we're in a canal. That counts, doesn't it? Hartlepool Marina. We made it. Nothing broke. Always a result again. And
this is the lock we came in the other day to get into our berth, which is over there somewhere, other side of Pentoria. Good morning. I think that they've done this before, and I also think that our attempt wasn't quite so pretty, if I'm honest. I'd give it a solid 4 out of 10. We're going out. So we're going to the yacht club. Can you imagine me being allowed in a yacht club? So yeah, it's really nice actually. It's a lovely little yacht club, and everybody's friendly. There's none of this snobbery that you get in some places, you know. Usually from people who are no better than you. I'm sure we've all experienced that. But these people are absolute diamonds, and we're going to go and have some dinner with them and watch them have their award thing for the racing that they had on the weekend. So that's cool, and there might even be a cheeky beer involved as well.
Just the one, Mrs. Wembley.
Just the one. So there, right there, is the Hartlepool monkey. I can't remember the dates, but I'll put it on in the edit. When it was, but basically up here they found a monkey got washed up on the shore, and they thought that it was a Frenchman. No, none of your jokes, no, although I do know a Frenchman that looks a little bit like that, and he wouldn't talk, so they thought he was a spy and they hung him. That's it. And people from Hartlepool are still to this day called monkey hangers, and they've even got, I think it's a football team or a rugby team or something, that proudly call themselves the monkey hangers. So that's one version of the events. The other version of the events is that it was actually a powder boy that used to have something to do with loading the cannons and stuff that was hung, possibly for the same reasons. So anyway, I'm a bit upset that they hung the monkey, so I don't know how I feel about that really. But it's a good story anyway, and it's I think they're quite proud of being called that as well, which is a bit weird. I'm going to look into it, and I'll maybe put some more bits in the titles as we go along. But there it is, monkey hangers, Hartlepool. I was talking to one of the locals, and all this area here used to be big mounds of coal. Obviously, there were a lot of coal mines around here, up until Margaret Thatcher ruined the whole thing. I'm told the area was in a bit of a decline anyway, so it really didn't help when the government finished off the coal mining business for good. So this area is now just a bit of wasteland at the moment. I'm guessing somebody at some point will put some more apartments like up here, and it would be used for something, but it must have been a real kick in the teeth for the locals to have what was the biggest industry here suddenly removed. So this would have all been covered in coal. I know, on one hand you think, well, at least there's no fossil fuels being, or not as many fossil fuels being burnt, but saying all those jobs that went, well done Thatch, good job looking after the people. I'm just going to walk around the outside here and see what I can find. It's the Trincomalee. So next time we come to Hartlepool, I'll go and have a look at that. I haven't quite got enough time today to have a wander around, which is a shame really, because it's exactly the sort of thing I like to film. Never mind, next time. I've just had to buy a new phone because of well, had to buy a new phone because the sea's not very flat, and it's gone from one side of the boat to the other, and it's now the shape of a banana, which, however you look at it, you don't get many banana shaped phones. Well, you do mine, but it's still functioning, but now it doesn't want to charge up. And the real big problem is that I use it for the drone footage. So if you're wondering why there hasn't been a lot of drone footage for a week or two, it's because I can't fly it until I get a new phone. So today, I don't know if it's any good, but I got a Galaxy A03 with 64 gig of memory, which should be enough to get the things I want on it, and I use it also for, I've got CMAP. Ellen uses Navionics,
for navigating with the boat as well, as a standby in case everything else goes wrong. And that's about it really, and obviously communications with the outside world, because we've got a really good system, and we've still got Wi-Fi even when the actual phone signal on our phones is gone. We can still communicate by WhatsApp and whatnot, so that's still working, whereas the phone signal has given up at that point. So that was worth the money. I'll probably do a little piece on all the little bits and pieces that we put on board to make it easier for us, so that we can communicate, so that we can have electricity. We've just had to buy a new hob, which should be turning up today, but I've got a horrible feeling we're going to have left by the time it arrives here, because our hob got potatoed. So the lovely baskets we bought a while back and put on the wall, I think, because I can't see anything else that could have done it, one of the big sweet potatoes, like half the size of a football, jumped clear on it and made a bid for freedom and smashed the ring on the top of it, so we had to buy a new one. So it's a nightmare. You know, that's best part of 100 quid for nothing, and a phone. So if you think it's cheap to sail places rather than take your car, it's not really, or especially if you're as stupid as I am and don't tie everything down so that it can't move about. Anyway, that's near the end for Hartlepool for this visit, but I'm definitely coming back here. It's got a lot of history, and I'm interested. A lot of the town that I've seen, which again I haven't taken pictures, I didn't have enough time, looked a bit run down. There's some nice new bits, you know, your standard sort of View Cinema, KFC, and Mecca Bingo over there, right over there, and KFC next to it. You got Travel Lodge and some other stuff, but a lot of it is quite run down, and I think it's really suffered from not having the jobs here and not having enough money put into it, like a lot of places. I was surprised when we went to Dover, because everybody said it was a bit of a dump, and they've spent a lot of the EU money whilst that was coming in on renovating it and upgrading everything, and it looks really good. And there's a lot of people there. I don't know what you think about Brexit and all that, but I think in the end it's going to be a bit of a mistake for us. I think no matter how bad things are, you're better off fighting from the inside than the outside for what you want. Because if you're on the outside, there are a lot more people than our little country. A lot of my fishermen friends voted to leave because they thought they were going to get their fishing grounds back, which is a shame. It's a real shame. Governments are just liars. I'm sorry. You know, however you feel about it, we've never ever been better off with each successive government. So I did read underneath a bridge in Exeter, don't vote, it only encourages them. And I know that's not the answer, but yeah, I don't hold a lot of future hope for the future, rather, the way things are going, and I can only see it getting worse. So the idea of being on a boat at that point seems like a good one. There it is, that's Hartlepool. Hartlepool is done, and we are now on our way out. Ellen's in a meeting, so I've had to walk by myself. That was it. I like Hartlepool, it's a good place. Some of it's a bit run down, needs a bit of love, but it's a place, I like it. There's some lovely people, I've got to say. Hang on, let's turn this around. So, I got to say that the yacht club here is excellent. It's really good, lovely people, all chatty and smiley. I like that. So, hang on, let's just hold the course a little bit. Yeah, very happy to have been there. We went up to pay, and the girl said, you only got there yesterday at 2 o'clock, didn't you? I was like, I was so tired, we've been working all day. No, I don't think so, I've been here longer than that. She ran down and looked at me and said, no, you were right, been here 4 days. And I thought, well, I couldn't remember. I just couldn't remember how long we'd been here. Anyway, she's going to give Ellen a ring in about an hour and get her to pack the rest of it up. So yeah, I wasn't trying to get away with it, honestly. If there's anybody from Hartlepool Marina watching. Anyway, so we're going to sail through the night to Berwick-on-Tweed, or Berwick, or somewhere up there. Anyway, near Scotland, very, very near Scotland, right next door, in fact. And then we've got to decide whether we're going around the top or we're going through the canals, and that will depend when we get there on what the weather's going to be doing. If it's going to be blowing 35 knots and nasty, I don't really fancy it, because the first bit as you go around the corner of Scotland between the mainland and the Orkneys is notorious. It's really lumpy. So anyway, stay tuned, we'll find out what happens. Got coffee, banged head, got grumpy.
Good example to the whole world.
I don't know about that. These were hidden gun mounts, so the cannons in there. I think they were called flankers, as they went along the side of the thing, so anybody coming up against the walls there was going to get shot with a really big cannon. Which, oops, hello. Probably not your best day out, is it?